What's up everyone, Vitaly here, and in this video I want to talk to you about annotated interest in Pinterest, what they are, why they're super duper important to use if you're trying to get more results with your pins so you can get more traffic from Pinterest to your website, and how to find them. So the first thing I want to talk about is what they actually are. And basically annotated interests are just basically keywords that pins are identified under, which can be very, very important for helping them get more rankings, more impressions, more exposure on the Pinterest search engine, and just basically getting more people to view them, click on them, and thus click on the person's website that is associated with that pin. So here's an example of what this looks like. I'll talk about what this program is in a moment, but it actually does give you annotated interest. But what's happening here is this is one of my pins that I have that's actually getting good results. And what you'll notice is that as I scroll down under the description and all of that, it says annotated interest. And you'll note that there are different keywords here that identify what this pin is about. And most of them, if not all of them, are actually very, very relevant and important. Pinterest themselves determined that this pin is basically classified under these keywords, and as a result, I'm getting way better exposure for this pin, and that's why it's getting more results. But this is another very important thing. You'll notice that near where it says annotated interest, there is a question mark, and I want to read this to you because this is super duper important to understand, especially the last sentence. So what it says is, these are keywords generated by Pinterest after they analyze the image, the pin title, the description, and the website's content. These keywords are pulled directly from Pinterest's human curated keyword database. These are important keywords to consider using as well if you're creating a similar pin. That last sentence is huge. What that means is that if you're creating pins that are based, let's say, on this subject right here, if you can find these kinds of annotated interests and include them in your description, you can help your pin get way more exposure on Pinterest and thus potentially get more impressions, more saves, more outbound clicks. So that brings me to the next question, or rather the next part of this video, which is, how do you actually find annotated interests? Now the thing is, this is something that's a bit more complicated to do today, and well, I would say it's easy if you have the right path, but there used to be a way to do it very easily and for free. Basically what you would do is you would go into Pinterest in a logged out account, and what you would do is you would go into Explore, and this is what I did here, and then you type in something like Zion National Park or whatever keywords you wanted, and then these pins would pop up. And what you wanted to do is you wanted to click on any of these pins and basically just see what is popping up in this area. The annotated interest would actually be in this white space between the comments and the person's avatar. This is how you would determine what the annotated interests are. However, that recently disappeared, so now you're kind of shooting in the dark when it comes to this kind of stuff. And so the clear, easy answer to find annotated interest is to use keyword tools which still make that data available to you. And the number one tool I recommend which does this is a program called PinClicks. They have a 5-day trial where you can check this out for yourself. You can basically analyze popular pins, whether it be individual pins like I'm doing over here, or you can look at top pins for, let me just show you this for a second. It has a bunch of different options. But basically if I do something like Lake Superior, let me just go up here, Lake Superior, and I type that in, what this is going to do is it's going to scan Pinterest. It's going to tell me the search volume, which is another thing Pinterest won't tell you, but this keyword tool will. Well, it's actually over 5,000, and what it'll do is it'll actually give me, I'm going to sort this from top to bottom, the top pins that are ranking for the keyword Lake Superior. So if someone goes into Pinterest and they type in Lake Superior, these are going to be the top performing pins. And here's where it comes into play, the annotated interest. If I hover over any of these, guess what? I can actually see what the annotated interests are. Now here's the thing, some of these will have the same annotated interest and some of them will have individual ones. So one of the things that I learned to do is to gather the most relevant ones from like the top 3 or 4 pins that are ranking from top to bottom here, and just basically get the most relevant annotated interest. And then when I make pins on, let's say, Lake Superior or Lake Superior Circle Tour, I would include those naturally in a description within that pin. And this is what I have done and continue to do again and again and again, and this has given me way more impressions, way more exposure on Pinterest, and a lot more growth overall. It's not the only factor, but it is a huge factor nonetheless. And so keyword tools like PinClicks will help you have that information, among other things, that you can use to not just find annotated interest, but put them to use in the pins that you create so they can get more, so you can get more out of the pins that you publish on Pinterest. So you can then potentially get more traffic out of it. So that's how it works. That's how you find annotated interest. Again, you can get a 5-day free trial to PinClicks. I'll leave all the details below in the description of this video. And one more thing I'll say is that there's an additional resource I'll leave, which is a beginner guide to making money online. I do this for a living. It's not just Pinterest that I work on. I also do affiliate marketing, online business, and I teach this stuff. So if you're a beginner, or perhaps you're struggling, or just interested to learn about the business and how it works, there's a free beginner course that you can check out also in the description of this video, which will help you understand how all of this works and how to start getting your feet wet with starting your own online business that way. So that's what I wanted to get across. If you have any questions about annotated interest in Pinterest, do let me know in the comments. But other than that, I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.